Hi everyone, this is Chris Rigoris, founder of Predict Growth. I've produced more than 8 figures online, and LinkedIn has been key to closing a lot of deals, but also booking a lot of appointments to have these conversations. So in this video, we're going to unpack how to set up a magnetic message, where to find key decision makers you can reach out to, and what messages the exact step-by-step scripting you can use today. If you stick through the end, I'll show you some hidden ninja tactics on how you can surpass the limitations of the platform, because they've set a hard limit on how many connections you can send, but there are a few ways we can use to surpass it. So stick around and let's hop right into it. So let's talk about how do we get clients with LinkedIn. First, we'll start by working on our magnetic profile. Let's make a handshake agreement, guys, on our profile pictures. We don't want sunset pictures, we don't want to look cool in a sports car, we don't want pictures with pets. We want to have a profile picture that's clear, we're smiling, and it's professional. We don't have to wear a suit, but we want a picture that at least shows us shoulders and our face. Of course, we don't want to be too zoomed in either, or looking down at the camera and have a double chin like a lot of dad pictures online, but we want a neutral, nice picture. Because that's the biggest thing with LinkedIn and the biggest advantage. Every time we make a comment, every time we leave an interaction, every time that we do outbound, even if people don't reply back, if they click and they land on this page, we have the opportunity to leave a strong first impression and the 24/7 sales assets if we structure it the right way. So when it comes to our headline, you can emulate mine. I'm breaking some of my own rules here, but essentially what I'm trying to do is I'm telling my story. So I'm talking about how I went from an ex-professional drug dealer, which is a cool way of saying I was a pharmacist, by the way, don't get it twisted, to producing 8 figures in sales for clients. So this is a credibility play through storytelling. So in 20 characters there, I'm able to tell a quick story, but also inject a lot of credibility. And I have a power statement, which is helping coaches and consultants sell with my unique model. So the points that I touch here is my ideal audience, my offer, and my uniqueness. Now, I want you to be careful. I can get away with it because I start with a strong story, but when you use statements like, I help this avatar achieve goal in time frame, this messaging is getting very tired. I mean, think about it. If you're a real estate agent, for example, and you receive a message that says, I help real estate agents achieve goal, what are you going to expect? You're going to expect a sales pitch, so you're not going to connect with that person. Instead, what I want you to use is real estate investors or real estate professionals come to us to fix present pain. Okay, that's interesting. So I'm not making a big fat promise that everyone else does, but instead I'm hooking them because I'm talking directly to them. I have a lot of social proof because essentially what I'm saying is that this avatar comes to me and I'm fixing a present pain that they have. It can be roller coaster revenue. It can be lack of leads. It can be an empty pipeline. I'm removing an overt objection without, let's say, spending thousands on ads in a specific time frame in 30 days, or they don't have to pay. Again, we're going back to the offer, the uniqueness, and our ideal audience. Let's move into the banner. And we want a banner that's heavy in social proof. You can introduce publications you've got in press, notable clients, case studies, or even your value proposition along with the website. What I have my power statement. I have an array of clients, Inc. 5000 companies, and different clients that I work with, along with my website. So if someone is compelled that resonates with this power statement, they're able to go to the website. Now, making this banner is very easy, guys. Just go to canva.com. Even the free version will do. You type in something like LinkedIn banner, and it's super easy. You pop open one of these templates and you're able to start customizing. So it's very easy, just go do it. Let's move forward. We want to make sure that the website link is present and outlines a clear next step. So your website link is over here. How I'm able to edit it is, and all of this info, we click here, we can manipulate the name, headline, our current position. We can choose our industry here and education, but the main thing is this link. But you can also, instead of just leaving the link dry, you can also book a free session with me here. Now this, you have limited characters, so you have to be strategic, but just this copy here, it can be much more intriguing than just dropping the website. Next step, let's go to the resources first. When it comes to our resources, this is important. So if I show all of my resources, you want to turn your creator mode on. Why this is important, and you can do this right here at the end. Now it's already turned on my end, but this will get you more reach and it will unlock all these tools for you. You want to make sure that you're choosing profile topics that's relevant to your industry, so your profile can rank when someone clicks on those hashtags. This also allows LinkedIn, when you're posting, to at least try to put your content in front of the right people. And of course, being on creator mode gives you access to more analytics that you can check out. Of course, and we're going to talk about it later on, but as you're frontlining, instead of just doing outbound with LinkedIn, you can also introduce social selling strategies with stealth, what I call stealth sales content. I'm gonna link up the video, you can check that out as well. It will show you different types of posts, so you don't just rely on outbound because you're limited on LinkedIn, but you're also inbound to get people reaching out. Let's move into the future section, and as you can see guys, this is golden real estate we're talking about. Look at this beauty, right? So I can link up, look at this section right here. So all of this is crucial real estate that I can add, future case studies, any nurturing assets that I can send them to my YouTube channel if I have a long video I want them to watch, or I can have a link sending them to the landing page to opt them to my email list. I don't need that strategy because I've linked up a lot of powerful testimonials, so if an ideal client lands on my page, this is immense credibility. So all you have to do is you click on future, you add a post, and you're able to add and manipulate this section as much as you want. Now, as you can see, so on my case, I just have a lot of case studies, testimonials, and I send them to my YouTube so someone can check out. I just pinned one of my posts I did on LinkedIn and sent them to my YouTube channel. Let's look at the about section. When it comes to, because I use as part of my strategy the tri-hybrid funnel. If you don't know it already, just DM me on social with the new era and I'll send you my tri-hybrid funnel on how exactly it works. But I want them to consume my long form content. I want to create a bond with them, to add more value rather than just them going through my LinkedIn page and living forever. That's why I prioritize my YouTube channel here. But if we move forward, I have my value proposition, but I want you to notice that I'm leaving a curiosity hook. And if I've opened it up, but this is the section that people see. So I leave a curiosity hook, intriguing them to click as I tell my story. Of course, infusing a lot of credibility elements. You can use this structure. It's easy as copy this, go to ChatGPT, command it to use this as a structure and replace it with your story. And it will help you create something similar. Of course, manipulating the about page is very easy. All you have to do is click on edit and you can introduce your skills so people can actually see what you're all about. Within a few clicks. The experience, you want to make it as relevant as possible, especially your position right up top here. Again, you can edit and add new positions. I want you to unpack as much info as relevant towards the offer that you're selling at the moment, towards your position. If you're, for example, I used to be a pharmacist, as we've seen. This is, of course, it's been years, but I have it down below and I haven't even unpacked, and I might even delete this because it's not relevant as to what I'm doing, what I'm selling, what I'm offering to people right now. The last piece is the account admin area, where we want to make sure that in our public profile page, we want to edit our URL to be our name. So here I have the Chris Regudis. You don't want it to be some random letters or numbers, because it's not going to help you rank on Google as well. But you want to give people an easy way if they want to find you. So just edit your link, it takes 2 seconds. You want your profile visibility to be on and just have everything public if you want your profile to rank and if you want people to find you and get as much reach as possible. So these are small settings, but they can make all the difference, especially when it comes to you wanting to drum up more business from LinkedIn. Let's move forward. Let's source leads through Sales Navigator. So a lot of work can be done throughout the basic LinkedIn search. For example, if I search for coaches here, it has some entry-level basic functionality. So if I type a search term here, it gives me some results, but where the magic is in the old filters. So it's saying here, so let's go to people and all filters. I'm not gonna filter only for groups, so if I filter for people, it unlocks all of those options here. So I can select through connections, I can select locations, what they talk about, what company they're in, and a lot of different options. But what I would encourage you to do is get into Sales Navigator. It's only about $97 a month, but it's worth it because it's filtering, it's the LinkedIn's database, you're getting full access, you're having way more advanced filters, and you're able to use those filters to start using automation. So if we go into lead filters, I'm gonna walk you through exactly how it works. You don't have to follow along with me because I'm gonna give you a turbo search, what I call it. So it's gonna be ready for you to make your life much easier. But what's most important here is if I click a new lead search, of course I'm gonna go into geography, United States as an example. It depends of course who you want to attract, but you wanna pick a certain geography for sure. If company headcount is something that you care about, if you want to attract only self-employed, you can click here. What's also important is their job title. Typically, I like to go after founder, and you want to include but also exclude. So if I'm going after founder, I can click here. A handy tip is if you want to exclude those people, all you have to do is hover over this and you exclude all the founders in the list. So you don't have to retype it if you want to exclude something. Let's say we go after founder and co-founder for the sake of this video. I can also choose years in this company, but what I want you to take notice is in the spotlights, if we want to do outreach to people who are active on LinkedIn, what I prefer to do, and of course I can prioritize people who've watched my profile, etc. But what's gold is posted on LinkedIn in 30 days, so we know that these people are at least active on LinkedIn. They're posting, they're commenting on things, or in their personal page. And if I want to get even more specific, they've changed jobs in the last 90 days. Now, this depends on the industry, but what that allows you to do is, of course, think about it. If someone gets into a new position, they're much more motivated to make changes. So if you target that person with a compelling offer, they're much more likely to make a change because they're not stuck in status quo because of some company rule, but they want to shake things up. Of course, industry is an important one. So depending on who you're targeting, for example, if I choose to say I want to target in the professional training and coaching industry, I will include that. And now I have about 1,500 worth of results. So what do I do now with those leads? Before we go into that, let me show you the turbo charge filter. So you can go on this sheet, again, link in the description. All you have to do is click, and I have all these settings preloaded for you. As you saw, all you have to do is get a little bit more specific when it comes to your industry. And you can also add keywords here. For example, and I'm probably going to butcher this, but if I say, for example, health, if I want a more health-related coach, I'm able to become even more specific with my filtering. What I can also do is if I introduce brackets, I can say health coach, not, let's say, gym. I don't want them to have the gym keyword in the filter. And I want to introduce brackets. So what's going to happen here is it's going to pull all the health coaches, but it's going to remove any gym owners or anyone who mentions the word gym. So that's a pretty cool tool to have in your back pocket as well. What do we exactly do with those results though? Like how? Because the last thing I want is to sit all day on LinkedIn and manually connecting with people, and we can do that, absolutely. But I'm a bit lazy. I want my systems to work for me. That's the way I like to set up my business. So what I do instead is I use tools like Expandy.io. So Expandy.io is a cool tool. There are a lot of tools you can use online. It's just my preference. As you can see, I have different clients here. I have my personal campaigns. So how do we go about using it is I'm gonna grab this LinkedIn search here. This is the basic Expandio dashboard, but what I care about is I want to create a new search. And in this new search, I'm gonna go to this upper left corner, and as you see, guys, there are a lot of options I can choose from. What I care about is it's a sales navigator search. It's worthwhile to be specific with what you're targeting. So I like to include the date, who I'm targeting. If I say it's coach, or what do we plug in? It's health, not gym owners, and let's say it's from the US. So I'm gonna click on next. I'm gonna include the Sales Navigator link, and I want it to auto reload. What does that mean? It's gonna load new results as I'm connecting with more and more people. My network will expand, so new people that fit the criteria that I've selected are going to enter that search. So I want it to reload every 7 days, and I don't care about that for now. This automatically adds search results to campaigns that I've already built, but right now we haven't built one. We'll build one campaign together. So right now I'm just gonna click on search, and the search is going to begin. What that's going to do, because I have already existing searches here, it's going to pull all these different leads from the Sales Navigator, and I can filter them based on people that I've connected, people that I've reached out to. But before we start any campaigns, one super useful feature is I can export all those leads. So you can select all. So this is going to select all these people. I want you to export and mail all filter contacts. I have no filter, so these are pretty much the same options. Mail all contacts as CSV. So if you click that, you have your email and you can hit send. You're going to receive an email with all of those people. If they have an email on their profile, it's going to include their email as well. How cool is that? So LinkedIn is going to give me all of those people's contacts, LinkedIn profiles, and emails I can reach out to. Now let's go ahead and build a campaign. How cool is that? I love this. One powerful feature that Expandio doesn't have, that other tools don't have, that Expandio does have, is the mobile connector. You see, in 2023, LinkedIn has gotten a lot more strict when it comes to how many connections you can send. So how do we overcome that? Is you can create different campaigns, and typically you're only allowed to send 20 connections a day, otherwise you're getting banned. However, and this is where we're getting sneaky, if we use the mobile connector campaign, LinkedIn allows us to send an additional 20 connections. Now, with the mobile connector campaigns, you're not allowed to send outreach messages, so it's just a connection request. However, imagine how many more people you would connect. That's about, 20 more people a day you can connect with. Regardless, let's add a regular campaign for now. And I'm gonna choose a connector campaign. What's really cool, if I choose and go with the campaign builder option over here, they have preset templates for me. So I can choose a contact new people campaign. I can click on use template or even view template. And as you can see, they've already have built out workflows for me. On if the campaign starts, it allows, the first step is it's visiting their profile. If they're not connected with me, it sends them a connection request. If they connect with me, they can follow, and it follows the sequence over here. So it already has preset templates and wonderful things. But for the sake of this video, let's start with a basic connector campaign. Let's name it X for now. I'm gonna create one without a template, and now it's going to pull in all the connector messaging. We're gonna talk about scripting in a second. What I want to show you is once we add the different scripting here, you can split test, so alternative body and body. But when it comes to after I send the connection, I can add a follow-up message. So once they connect with me, and this is crucial, once they connect, only if they connect, then the software is going to auto follow up. So how I typically do it is if I grab one of my scripts here, and I'm gonna choose one of the funny ones because of course I'm kind of weird, but I can go into this, I start with this connector message. Once people accept the connection request, I'm able to move into pitch or sending them a connection message, and I can add as many follow-ups as I want. So I can build out the full campaign just out of this connection campaign. If I go into the settings, I want you guys to limit the new messages to 20 because we're getting in danger zone past that. Campaign priority doesn't matter much. It's only if you have multiple campaigns, which campaign to prioritize. Start immediately or you can schedule it, and delete campaign, we don't want it. This is how you activate the campaign. Of course, it gives you analytics and integrations if you want to do and be more fancy connecting with APIs. Once I have the connector, the campaign is ready to fire, what I'd like to do is I can import a CSV that I've downloaded before, or I can add a new search. All I have to do is, I don't need this necessarily. I don't have to do a quick search, because all I need to do is, now that the list, the search that we did earlier is ready to go, all I have to do is select my contacts, assign them, and click on the campaign that I just built. So I'll filter contacts to campaign, and now automatically, the moment I hit send, I've already added, ignore this message, it's adding them as we speak. So the moment I select those campaigns to fire, the campaign has already pulled in these contacts and will start running. Let's go through scripting. How I like to connect with people is very simple. I keep it basic. In 80% of my campaigns, I leave it blank, and it tends to get very good. Like if you get 30 to 50% connection rate, that's a very good range to shoot for. With blank, I've gotten up to 70% from what I remember. However, I'm introducing a more generic version that you can use. Hey name, came across your profile when searching for this keyword, and also a more quirky, a more funny one. I like to introduce some humor a lot of times just to be more diffusing, more disarming, especially when I'm about to, present a pitch to someone. Now, the follow-up scripts, instead of the actual outbound, I have different versions for you here. So we can do the, is it okay if I linked it here for you? 2 versions. The direct ask, actually let's unpack this a little bit. One is a case study related. So if you have an awesome case study, article, white paper to share with them, hey, since you look like you're a similar company to the person that we've already helped with, thought this would be useful for you. Is it okay if I give you the link? Or the second version, one that I've used successfully. I've used this one as well with great success, but I really like this because it's value first, but essentially gives them permission to sell them, because what I will send them is essentially a long sales letter, a sales asset. We have a more direct ask where the structure of it is this one. We want to start the intro disarming, but also sort of funny, make the offer, but also introduce a direct casual ask. So one isn't more offer based. Hey, what's up, Chris? This might sound silly. Wanted to see if you were interested in getting 5 coaching clients this month. You only pay per sale. Open to chat. Or a case study based where you have, hi, first name, just curious, there's a company just like yours named case study company that we've helped get specific outcome within the specific case study timeline without this hidden objection. Now, would you be against us helping you do the same? So, summarizes everything. I want you to grab this process and deploy it to get more clients.